Hi, and welcome to Toni Time. We have a guest on our show, which all of you have known. We've watched her career over the past years. She's doing amazing. My niece, Rachel.
Hi.
Hi, honey.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Thank you for having me. I love being here.
You know, the last show we did, I was in Walmart, and a woman walked up to me and said, "Did Rachel get back to LA all right?" I said, "Yes, she did."
I did, and I have come back.
She has come back for more.
Yes.
So, honey, you're back. You worked a trade show in Boston.
Yes, I was a host, live host in front of 7,000 people on stage.
Yeah.
And then also video highlights, and I got to interview some cool people.
Who?
I never know sometimes at these things who you're going to get to interview, but I got to interview General David Petraeus. He was the former head of the CIA.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that. If you know who he is, you'll know where I was going to go with that. And then I got to also interview Alfonso Ribeiro. He was Carlton on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
And then he is now of Dancing with the Stars fame.
Right.
And he is also the host of America's Funniest Home Videos now. And he was a blast. He shared
I love him.
Great story. Super nice guy.
I mean,
both of them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I love it when he was on Dancing with the Stars and they did what he did on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
The Carlton dance, yeah.
Yeah, to what's the new Pussycat guy?
Oh, yeah. Tom Jones?
Tom Jones.
Yeah.
And the way he was dancing. I mean, he's good.
Yeah. He doesn't do the Carlton anymore.
No.
The dance. I totally get that.
I do too.
When you want to just do something else and expand your career.
Right, exactly.
It's hard to do that if you're known for something so famous.
Well, let's talk about where you are. Last time you were here on the show, I mean, if I can recap a little bit, Rachel basically was getting into LA. She was living with our friends Pat and Jimmy. And then she got her own apartment, and hitting the market in LA is not easy at all. So the last time she was on the show, she talked about where she wanted to go, how she wanted to do it. Where are we today in 2017?
We're doing it. I'm doing it.
I know.
It's hard to think about it when you're in it. You think, oh, I'm not doing it. I'm not living my dreams. I'm not accomplishing stuff. My goal was to be a host and work and live in LA. And that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I don't think you have to define the terms so narrowly of what does that mean to be successful. I'm doing it. I live there
person,
and hosting. I travel a lot. I get to do some really amazing things, and I get to work in LA and do work on red carpets and then do these trade shows, which are wonderful, being in front of these big, huge corporate audiences, learning all kinds of different things. I have another new agent who's great. They're really wonderful to work with, the Brogan Agency. Yeah. They're an awesome team of people, and it's been fun. I've gotten to do some different types of auditions outside of hosting as well. I went in for a theatrical audition for a dramatic TV show. And that is totally out of my comfort zone because that's not really my full training. I have training in it, but my 10 plus years of experience lies in hosting and producing.
Right.
And I have a little bit in the theatrical acting. And that was really fun to get to face that fear and go in and be a different person and different character.
It's wonderful to be taken out of a comfort zone. Because what are you going to do once you're pulled out of it? That's all the fun.
Yeah. It's fun to break through those walls.
Yeah.
Let's see, I'll just tell you some of the fun things I can think of off the top of my head that I've gotten to do this year. I got to work, I don't know how Mainers are going to feel about this, but I got to work Derek Jeter's celebrity golf tournament.
Oh, wow.
So there was lots of Yankees there. But Johnny Damon was there, and I got to meet him, and he was wonderful. It was one of the coolest experiences being in a room full of just some of the greatest athletes of all time.
Sure.
And from Derek to Tino Martinez and Gary Sheffield, Johnny Damon, Paul Konerko. I'm a White Sox fan, so I was super excited to see him. And they're all just hanging out in the clubhouse, just shooting the breeze, and there I am, just standing there, like
in awe.
Yeah, trying not to, gawk and just take in this incredible moment. And Ken Griffey Jr. and just some amazing people. It was a really interesting experience. I got to learn a lot there as well. It's always challenging when you're working with a large group of celebrity. There's a lot happening, and there's a lot of different balls moving in the air, if you will, that you have to keep track of, and it was great.
What goes through your mind? You walk into this room, all right, you see all these people that you're like, wow. What goes through your mind? Do you think, okay, I want to interview them, I want to talk to them? Do I come off as, newscaster, journalist? Do I come off as a fan?
No, I go, like, I'm here to work.
Okay.
And so it's work mode only. And I don't bother them. You have to read their body language, because we're in this instance, we're on a golf course. So they also are playing golf. And we're up at the driving range. And you kind of just watch, you see who just walked up, you let them hit a couple of balls, then they're talking to someone, and then, you just walk over and you go, hey, we're here with this, we're the video team. We'd love to get a couple of minutes with you, just excitement and the support of the charity. Sure, no problem. I'm going to do this. And then you hang back and wait, and then they come over to you. But you can't fan out.
No.
You really can't. And you really can't say anything, because I'm there working. Right. I am there working as a professional, and I can't do that.
No.
And it was so hard, because I also got to meet some of the Backstreet Boys who I grew up with, like watching and doing their dance, and it's the most bizarre moment, because I'm standing there and I am trying to think creatively, like, what would be a good soundbite? What should I ask them outside? Because they're singers. And I asked one of the guys to do a little song, like give us a little thing, and he did, and it was just like the coolest thing, but that's all you can think about, and you can't process until later and go, oh my God, I never thought a day in my life. I used to watch them on MTV, tape their music videos, learn the dances, and then I'm here interviewing them. It's moments like that have happened.
Oh, sure.
It's very bizarre, because it's your two worlds collide. It's like the regular Rachel who lives as a person who just like listens to the Backstreet Boys, and then there's Rachel who's working, and that all goes out the window.
Sure.
It's pretty fun.
Of course. I mean, you've grown from the last show to this point where you've taken control of your life, you've taken control of your career, you've cut out all the bad, toxic energy around you, which you have to do in this line of work.
Yeah.
And you really have to stay focused, because you only get one chance, and she is making the most of it. But it takes a lot of mental work to be able to...
You didn't put your phone on silent.
Well, wait, let's... Oh, it's a 219 area code. That's Indiana. Sorry.
Do you maybe want to silence? I silenced my phone and I hid it in the plant, okay?
I just didn't think I was going to get a call.
Well, you're very popular too,
Well,
You do have a television show.
Well, I know.
People recognize you.
Oh, well, shut up.
You mean the phone?
I mean the phone.
You shut up.
You shut up. No, really. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Really, I didn't.
You just never know what's going to happen.
Well,
it's live television.
I'm going to sit on it. So.
That what? We can't hear it if it rings again?
Well.
Because I can still hear that.
Okay.
Anyway. Yeah, it's going really well. I love what I'm doing. I'm trying new things. I also have my own brand, the Lady on TV stuff that I do. I create 60-second news videos when I have the time. Right now I'm on vacation. So
That's right. She's on vacation.
So that's all on vacation. And it's a lot of fun. I love just creating new things, and I'm working on some new stuff that I'm trying to create, and that'll be coming out hopefully in the fall, some new content for you guys.
Great.
It's just fun. You got to just keep building aside from working, networking, contacts, trying new jobs, applying for other jobs, looking for stuff, creating my own content. You just have to do, going on auditions, all of it. And
well, the important part of this too is your timing. You can't procrastinate. You get an idea, you move with it. Because nowadays, the technology is a lot more advanced than when I was in the business doing it, because it's all how many followers do you have? You know, what are you putting out there in content that really pulls people in? It's marketing, but it's marketing now in a different way.
yeah. And yeah, people love free content.
Yeah.
They want free content. So you kind of have to provide that first. And then you have to figure out other ways to monetize it. A lot of other hosts I know have, you know, they're a host, but they're also like a life coach. So they put out free videos, and then they offer, you know, for a price, a life coaching, one-on-one. We'll Skype, you can be wherever, we'll help you with your goals, once a week, once a month, whatever it is. And you've got to, there's so many different ways you can utilize the social media to promote what you're doing, depending on what you're doing.
True.
Whatever your business is, it's different. Like if you're a painter, you know, you show painting skills, or just post pictures of what you've painted, and then you can, if you wanted to, I mean, you could offer, you know, a class once a month, and you market that online. I mean, not that everybody's doing that, but there's an endless amount of possibilities.
Well, yeah, and you know, I've watched you long enough with the intent of having the followers. I mean, at the beginning, Rachel was kind of testing the waters. I mean, I know New York, she knows LA. So she had to test the waters. She took classes with Margie, the granddaughter of Lou Costello.
Sure, we always mess it up. I don't know.
Margie
Costello. She's
Abbott Costello.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, you know, we've talked about that. But she had to get in. She had to get her feet wet. This is what you do with any business, really. But ours in particular is quite unforgiving.
Yes.
They remember the bad before they remember the good. And you reach a point where mentally, like I just said a few minutes ago, mentally you have to just stay in that zone. You know, the goal is to let everybody know you're around. And she's doing it and has done it and will keep doing it.
Yes. Yeah, I've gone through a lot of different phases and grown a lot just as a person, I think, in the sense of I used to be like embarrassed to share like interviews I've done with people, if just being like, oh, this is like, is this bragging? And it's not. And now I don't care, because if I don't promote myself, nobody else is promoting me but me. So if I don't put that out there and show people what I can do, you have to just play the game. I know that's like not really my nature to do that. But in this capacity, I do.
Yeah.
You have to.
There's a hard line between who you are as a entertainer and talent. It's a hard line there, because you have to do things for the industry and think differently than you would if you were just at home lounging around and talking to friends on the phone. There's a big difference. Knowing that hard line takes time. Rachel now knows it.
Yeah. You see, I'm sure, a lot of different celebrities who, I'm not a celebrity by any means, but you see a lot of people who then get lost in that identity of that performer, that entertainer. And they lose sight of what their core values really are, because I mean, you have to go all in with it, but you have to also be able to pull back and go,
Okay, yeah.
this is not my TV face,
Right.
There's a great story I have with friends of mine that I can put my TV face on in 2.2 seconds. We were at a drive-through late at night, and they made us pull forward, and this was the second time it had happened, and I had lost my patience, and so I was like, I'm going up to the window and like to go to the door and knock, and they were like, no, Rachel, no. And I was like, it's fine. I could put my TV face on in 2.2 seconds. And she was like, okay. And the guy came out, and I was like, hi, I just wanted to make sure you knew that we were here waiting. He's like, oh, yes, yeah, your food will be right out. And I was like, thank you so much. And I was like, see, I told you I could put my TV face on. And she was like, okay, I believe you. Mind you, that was, a little bit adult beverages induced and, at 2:30 in the morning. So that's not how I am all the time.
But that's all the fun.
Yeah, but that's it.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to just turn it on
And be able to turn it off.
Yeah, but it's still me.
Of course it is.
It's just an elevated version of me.
Yeah.
On TV and what I do. It's still me. It's not like I'm a completely different person when I do all that.
No.
Yeah, the filters come through, so I don't swear, and all that kind of stuff has to come through.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. And then once the filters are off,
It's totally different.
it's a total different game.
We need to have that kind of a show where there are no filters and.
Oh, I'd love to do that, but I think the city of Biddeford would probably frown a bit.
Yeah.
Just a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, they put up with me enough, but with you and I both together, wow.
Yeah.
So now tell us, you moved out of your apartment. Mm-hmm. Living in Los Angeles is difficult because you want to be centrally located to the area where you have your auditions, where you need to go. Traffic is horrible in LA, and I really think it's worse than New York, much worse. So Rachel has moved a few times.
Yes. You move a lot in LA.
You move a lot. So now the apartment she just had, she left.
Yeah.
And so tell me, you're going to be living in one area close to your auditions,
Yeah.
right?
Well, yeah, I'm living in Playa del Rey now, which is near Venice, Santa Monica, if you know the Los Angeles area. I'm going to be living there for a little while so I can continue searching for my dream studio apartment, my new dream studio apartment. I really do like living alone.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's hard. In the market there, if it comes up and it's great, it's gone in an hour. Literally, that's not a joke, and I'm not exaggerating, because a friend of mine moved to LA a couple years ago, and I told him, I said, if soon as you find a place online, you must go immediately, or else it will be gone. And when you get there, there will be 20 other people there filling out applications who are just disqualified.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't totally believe me. And then he experienced it and was like, oh my gosh, Rachel, you were totally right.
Yeah.
It's a serious thing. But I'm not really worried about it. I've got a great place right now that I'm staying at, and that's just part of life. You have the option to be super stressed out about moving and all that, and it's just what I have to do. It's just the task for today. The task for today is I'm moving. Okay. And then that's it. You have to just let it roll. You can't take on all that stress, because I had a lot going on. I was moving, I was going to Boston for work, and then coming here, and it is what it is. But I'm happy in Los Angeles and enjoying the beach life, and it's great.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's a good time.
Well, yeah, now, I understand what you're saying about the apartments. In Manhattan, but in Manhattan, things aren't posted like they are in LA, where people go and look at the obituary to see who died, and then you go to that apartment, or you go to the funeral or the wake.
and talk to the executor of the will.
Yeah, you talk to them, but I mean, it's the same thing, but you look for who died in the West Village, who died in the East Village, and that's how New York does it.
Yeah.
So, we all have our ways of doing this.
Yeah.
So tell everybody about now, you're posting a lot, you're creating a lot. Photos, I mean, we're going to do a photo shoot, of course. I love photographing her. I mean, it's just, there's no bad side. Oh, please.
All right.
There isn't.
Okay. Whatever you say.
I'm not
Aunt.
prejudiced because I'm your aunt.
No.
No. I mean, I'm very hard on her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I call her a lot. I think a lot of people don't, I'll get back to the content stuff in a second, but you need to have that like support system too.
Yeah.
Pursuing anything this difficult, because it's a lot and it's high stakes, it's high stress, no matter what. I mean, it's just the environment of what it is. And I call her a lot to go like, what do I do? Or this happened? Or should I take this job or should I not? You've got to, it's hard to stay super grounded there and in this industry like I was talking about before. And you've got to have somebody who can yank you back and keep you where your feet planted on the ground. But I'm learning, and I've learned from you, because what better person to call than you, because you've been through all of this already. So you know exactly what I'm talking about and have probably gone through the exact scenario, which is why you're the first person I call.
Right.
And then I'm learning as I go, and each opportunity I have or each challenge I have teaches me something new to move forward. But anyway, back to the content. Yeah, I'm creating a lot of content just for myself. I do my news videos. I just rattle off some fun news headlines in 60 seconds. And, obviously I'm not giving you the full story, but it's just meant to be a little humorous and give you a little bit of information. And that's going really well. And I'm trying to expand and create another avenue, and maybe going to dabble in sports or something else. I'm still trying to sort it out, but I love creating the content, posting pictures of my life and sharing, parts of it with the world.
Yeah.
I still think it's important to keep some of it
Private.
for yourself.
Yeah, you have to.
I don't believe in sharing everything.
No, you can't.
It's too much. It's too much.
Well, I've always said to Rachel, when we're talking on the phone or that, when there's a big thing going on, a big audition, a big job, when you talk about it a lot, you give away your power. It's like letting the fizz out of the bottle until you know what's going to happen. And that is the hardest thing to do. And I've watched her do this, where something big is going to happen, or she doesn't know yet, and it's like, okay, don't talk about it. Put it on the back burner and see what happens. Because you're going to hear from people all the time. Oh, you're going to get it. Oh, you're so right for it. Oh, my. You know what?
It's not. I'm not.
It's not. And in this line of work, you don't want a cheerleader. You want logical advice, because, like I said, they remember the bad better than the good. And you get your hopes up, you get disappointed. So you have to ride that line. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when you walk into an audition room and there's 10 other girls who look exactly like you, dressed exactly the same, you just go like, all right. What? You just like, okay, well, I just drove 45 minutes into the valley. I'm not going to get that time back in my life. All right, well, now I'm going to sit here and, okay, they might like the way I look over the other person, but you know what? It doesn't matter. And you just go in and you do what you would do, and then you leave and you sit in an hour and a half of traffic going home, and you listen to a podcast or you call and Toni, or you call somebody else, and that's it.
Right.
You know,
Right.
it's just, it's humorous. It's humorous when you walk in these rooms, or when you walk into a room and a casting director is not even watching you.
Oh, that one. Tell the story on that one.
Texting on the phone.
Uh-huh.
Through my entire audition. Looked at me when I walked in. Said like, okay, blah, 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 just have fun with it. Okay, 3, 2, go. And then I can see her out of my peripheral, like not even paying any attention.
Right.
And you're like, wow. So I spent 2 hours yesterday, because this is normal human behavior. You go, oh, I spent 2 hours yesterday preparing for this audition, writing a script for myself, memorizing it, going like, is this good? Is this not good? Should I take, oh, is this too long? Make this shorter. How do I do this? Okay, memorize. Oh, move, by the way, Rachel, time to move today. Okay, move. All right, now go shower. Remember, what was the words I wrote? What were the, oh, I'm driving this U-Haul van. Whoop, there goes a mirror. Okay. Shoot, I got to get to this audition. It's far away. You prep in the car, you get there, and you're like, okay, shake it out, and you're like, all right, I got this. And then you walk in the room, and that's what you see. And you're like, okay.
That is so typical.
Well, I'm just going to do my thing. And you just ignore them and you go, you know what? That stuff doesn't matter.
No.
None of that other stuff matters. It's right here at this moment, and this moment in time, that's all I get.
Yeah.
And I have to either deliver to camera, and maybe somebody else who watches it will see something or see me, and that's all you can do. But if you let all that other stuff
Can't let it bother you.
No. You'll never book the job. But that's the kind of stuff that happens all the time.
But most people are so insecure.
Yeah.
They'll go, oh, I'm not going to do this ever again. They don't like me. They hate me. I'm not going to do it. Then get out of the business.
Yeah. Get out of my way. Stop wasting that casting director's time.
Yeah.
To put her in a mood that now she just wants to text or post a picture.
Well, that's like the story I told you when I had my agency in New York. And our union, SAG-AFTRA, requested that all agents once a year interview talent at their office. And I just, I had enough talent. I didn't want to go, but you'd have to go. And I'd walk in there, looking professional, no food in the teeth,
Right.
Lipstick on to interview the talent. And then I would look around me, and because there was a lot of free food there, the other agents are sitting there shoving food in their mouth. Talent are sitting in front of them. They're talking with their mouth full to the talent and say, okay, thank you very much. And it was the difference. So, there could be 3 people opening up a bodega exactly next to each other. Identical. But what it comes down to is your personality and how you deliver it. And that's what it is with you.
Right.
You walk in, you see 8 people that you look alike. So there's going to be one thing one person has that's going to pull it in.
Yeah. But you just have to keep going. You
Yeah.
have I think I have the will and the drive. You just keep going. You just have to keep doing it. You have to keep going to those auditions. You just never know. You have to.
Yeah.
Like there's no other option.
Right. You have to. You have to do it. And she has to keep going. And whatever anyone throws at you, you got to try it out.
Yeah.
Whether it's in your line of work or if it was ever a thought, go try it. This is the adventure.
Yeah. It is an adventure.
Yeah.
It is. I've tried a lot of different content that I've produced. I thought, okay, well, I'll just write a blog, or, okay, that's not working. I don't really feel this is providing any content to people. Okay, let's do some kind of videos. Let's shoot some videos. What do I like? Well, I like hockey. I like sports. Okay, well, I'll take my camera and put a little thing together. Okay, that's cool, but it's not streamlined, and you just have to do it. I think I've said that before. You just have to try it. If you have an idea, you just have to do it and see what happens. And
You have
stuff
to.
hasn't worked. I've tried stuff. I've worked on projects for a year and poured my heart and soul into them and given every ounce of my time to them. And sometimes it doesn't work for you. It wasn't working. And you have to be okay with letting stuff go instead of trying to force stuff that it's just constantly going, no, Rachel, no, Rachel, no, Rachel. This isn't for you right now.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to walk away from stuff as well, which was a hard lesson I had to learn too.
Yeah.
But it's so much better. Because now I'm like open again, and I'm open to new ideas and creating different things.
Exactly. And you have to continuously do that. You know, and you might have an idea, and like you said, you know, you put your heart and soul in it. It might not be the right time.
Yeah.
It might not be the right thing, but there is a point where you go, all right, I have to back off for a little bit. When it becomes too much hard work, it's not meant to be.
Right.
When the pieces flow together and flow in, all right, let's see where we're going with this. You know, you never get your hopes up.
No.
No.
Not until that contract is signed. And
Right.
even so.
Even so, things could change.
Even so.
Things could change, but you never get your hopes up.
Yeah.
You go in positive. You expect the best, but then you walk away.
I know this is going to sound very LA,
It's okay.
but I'm just right now just trying to be present for all of it. The good, the bad, the ugly, the happy, the sad. It's really hard to do that, you know, but that's all I'm trying to just enjoy it, because this is an adventure, like you said.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's all just part of life. Even though a casting director's not watching me, that's now a funny story that I've gotten to share with you and you. And it's just something that you experience, and that's it.
Right. And, you know, as she goes on with different things, you know, you're amazed at what some people do or think, but you still have to hold a level and not get caught up in it.
Yeah. I have to tell you, I did a self-tape audition for it was a cooking show. And they wanted to see what I was like in the kitchen cooking. Well, I don't cook.
No, you don't. Not cook.
I can. I don't do it. I don't want to spend the time to cook for one person. So I thought, well, why am I going to pretend to be something I'm not? I'm not going to try to cook some fancy thing in the kitchen. I'm going to just heat up a Trader Joe's dinner. And so that's what I did. And I didn't get the job, and I don't know why.
I don't know.
I don't know why. I was super charming, and I had a great personality.
And I'm sure you had the apron on.
I did. I had an apron on, like a leopard print apron.
Oy vey.
And I came out with a pie. Actually, that Pat and Jimmy gave me, your friends, for Christmas. I was like, oh, I have a pie. And I opened the door and I said, hello, oh, welcome. I'm so sorry, I was busy baking you a pie. I was like, just kidding. I mean, I can bake a pie, but who has time for that? Come on in. And then, like, I heated up a dinner, and I didn't get the job.
I don't know why. I have no idea.
I feel like there's a show there, though.
But there is a show there.
There's a show.
Because there's more people like you.
Than there are who have time to cook.
Who have time to cook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like how to doctor up frozen prepared foods to make them even more better. That's not the right way to say it, but make them better. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to do that. I don't know why they didn't see that.
I don't know why they didn't see that either.
You know?
It's probably because you had the pie over here and it was going like this. Hi.
Hello. Welcome to my home.
Oh, God. So you have something coming up in Vegas, right?
I do. I have several things coming up. I have two different trips in Dallas and an event in Vegas. I don't know if I can say what it is.
Okay.
An event in Vegas and another big conference in California and some other fun stuff. But once I am there and do the work, I
Yeah.
can post pictures after and then talk about it after. So just, people can follow me on social media and
just be
see.
aware. Yeah.
Yeah, but I've got a lot of exciting things coming up and looking forward to it.
I think it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Can we talk about your favorite show? You remember at dinner the other night with Phil and Bernard,
What's my favorite show?
the SHOT Show?
Oh, yeah.
With trade shows, you get...
I'm thinking Game of Thrones. Do you want to talk about
No,
that?
no.
Show.
Yeah. Excuse me. But when you have trade shows, and you have so many, there's a trade show for everything.
Mm-hmm.
But her favorite trade show is called the SHOT Show.
Yeah.
Tell them why.
Well, they're all my favorite. I love all of the shows that I do.
Yeah.
But SHOT Show is the shooting, hunting, outdoors trade show. And it's a private, it's not open to the public. You can't just go in and purchase a rifle or a hunting rifle. You have to be a member and all that. And it's for people who have stores. But I love it. I don't remember what I said. Why do I love it?
You love it because the people are really down to earth.
The people, yes. The people are amazing. They're just very real and they're very passionate about their world. So passionate, and they're so excited and just want to talk to you about it and talk about it all the time. And a lot of other lines of work that I cover, it's just different personality and it's a different field. It's serious. If you're in the medical field, the way you talk about it is very different. You're talking about life-saving techniques and scientific research, and it's very particular, and you're not gonna be all like, oh my gosh, we just found this amazing thing in research that can cure, lymphoma, and it's so great. Oh my gosh, so there's this like bee thing and that's just not.
It's not part of the medical.
Not that world. But in the shooting and hunting outdoors world, it's like, oh my God, you've got to see this. Did you try out that new, bump fire? Did you check out those new bullets? Did you, there's so many aspects of it.
Oh yeah, the hunting, fishing, gaming world.
Yeah. Did you see that new scope? Oh my God, it's so amazing and it's so light and it just snaps right on and you can take it off. And I get to try out all these products.
That's
too.
what I was going to bring out because you shot a couple guns.
Yeah.
Tell the audience.
Oh my gosh, the first time I ever shot a gun, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, was at SHOT Show 2 years ago at they do a range day, and I figure, well, I'm around the people who know the most about this. They'll just show me, and they showed me. They walked me through it, and I shot like an AR or an AK-47, just like a giant assault gun, And I was so afraid of guns.
Yeah.
I had never. That was not part of my childhood. I grew up in the city of Chicago. Guns were not in our family.
Yeah.
We're not a hunting family. And so I was very afraid of them.
Yeah.
But the minute I learned how to control it and use it, it took the fear away instantly. I took all the power away from the gun.
Because you gave the power to the gun. Now you have it. Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's, I think, what some people, oh boy, I'm going down a road of people who are like, the gun issue is a very hot topic. But for me, it took away the fear, and I realized that I have the power, and that obviously the gun is a powerful tool and weapon, and you have to respect it and learn it. And the people in that industry respect it so
you'd
much.
have to.
And it's not taken lightly, and they're all very serious about gun safety and protecting people and teaching people the right way to do things.
Right.
And they have the utmost respect for what they do. And
I believe
how can you not respect that? And they're so passionate.
Oh yeah.
It's a really fun show.
Yeah, the SHOT Show.
I'm the SHOT Show girl.
The SHOT Show girl.
You're the SHOT Show girl,
So we're getting low on time,
Okay.
but what I want you to give the audience an example of your trade show you did in Boston, of all the things that she does, managing a crew, talking in front of 7,000 people, but she's got to manage the crew, edit, and do everything. So you're on.
Okay. So for this show in particular, I am the project manager and also the host and producer and writer. So before I even get to Boston, I have to talk to the client. I have to book all the hotels for the crew, send the names to the person, the dates. Everyone had different dates, coming in, checking out. Then I got the rooms back. I have to call and confirm. I was missing a room for one of my crew. I have to call, go back, do all that. Design the graphics, create a bunch of the graphics beforehand, work with the graphics team that they had hired to make sure we have all the assets we need. I have to make sure from the client I get the list of all the things they want us to cover. And then I have to put a whole schedule together, which takes like 2 to 3 hours of going, okay, I've got 2 crews, me, okay, but I need to make sure I go there. And then I have that live hit at 2 o'clock, so I have to be there. And then who's gonna cover this? And then what time's the editor come in? Because there's like a main editor. So I have to schedule everybody's time. What time are they arriving? Where are we meeting? And so then on site, it's the same thing. I have the whole schedule, and most people follow it all. And I had another producer, and so we split up the teams and we just divide and conquer, and we just go. And then I have live hits that I do on the stage.
And explain to them what live hits are.
A live hit is when it's in the middle of the big program. It's an hour-long program. And there's the 7,000 people sitting there at lunch, and I go up for this particular show and I do and announce a foundation thing that they do. I have no script. There's nothing in teleprompter, and I have the names of the people or whatever I need to say. And I go up there and I just start talking. I mean, they cue me. It's about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, and I have to just bring it and turn it on and grab the attention of all these people for just a minute or two. And then I walk off, and then I have to interview General David Petraeus. And then I have texts from the crew going like, okay, we got this, we're going here, where are you, what do we need? And, you know, I'm doing all that, and then I'm trying to pretend that that's not happening. Be like, hi, I'm Rachel Kopczyk. None of that other stuff is happening behind me or in my head, and you just have to, you turn it off, and then I sit, and I've already written most of the scripts ahead of time. With this show, I can at least get an outline, and then we just fill in the blanks with the sound, and we interview people, and then I have to interview people. Right. What's the value of this? Tell me about that education session you were just in. I don't know, I'm forgetting a bunch of things, I'm sure. Then you have to post it online, and then the client will come back and say, oh, there's an error here, can you fix it? So then you have to stop everything you're doing, put that as a priority, fix that, resend it, wake up to 5. One morning I woke up to, I think, 5 text messages, a voicemail, and 2 emails, all about the same thing. From all different people. And it was one small, minor thing. And I just said, okay, no problem. We'll fix that. We'll be there in an hour. We'll get it to you. What time do you need it? You need it by 10. Okay, no problem. You know, but like to wake up and then be like, okay, I gotta put my TV face on and do my hair, put my fake hair in, you know, put my dress on. Where's the crew? Okay, I need a coffee. Order my coffee. Okay. You know, and your mind is racing when you go like, oh my God, I have 800 messages. But I just went, okay. I texted one person back and said, no problem, we'll get it to you. And that was it. And then I got ready.
That's all in the day of one day.
One day.
One day of
1 day. All of that. 5 days in a row.
5 days in a row you have that.
Yeah, but I love it.
I know.
I love it. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot, but
it's great. I love it.
Yeah, as my uncle used to say, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. So, honey, we're running out of time.
Oh, but I love talking with you.
Oh, well, I love talking to you too.
I don't really talk about my work or life with people in an in-depth way like this.
Well, that's because you're in Maine. And you're sharing all of this with our audience. Yeah. Who perhaps somebody out there has been thinking about doing what you're doing, or watch different shows and wonder what goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You're just giving knowledge
Yeah.
and fun experience. Hard work, but fun experience.
Yeah.
You always have a story after something bad.
Always.
Always. So, this sounds crazy. But, if something happens bad, you're going to get a story. So as it's happening to you, think in your mind, well, this will make a good story.
Right. Like that time I came on your show and then halfway through your phone started ringing.
Oh, that
time? Like things like that,
yeah,
right?
things like that. I have no idea who was calling me, and I should not have had my phone on. Honey, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
I love being here.
I love having you here.
It's very weird being on the other side.
I know it is.
I don't know that I like it.
Well,
I do it for you.
I know you do
I
it.
like being on the other side asking the questions.
I know you do, but I won't dare let you ask me questions.
One day.
One day.
Next time, we're going to flip the roles and I'm going to interview you for all of the people to know. They know a lot about you anyway.
Hopefully they forgot a lot, and and hopefully they were watching the show and they had a little cocktail in their hand and they go, well, I don't remember anything. Don't look at me, huh?
That's not what, they all remember everything.
I'm shy, remember?
Yes. Whatever you say, Toni.
Oh. On that note, honey, I love you. I'm very proud of you.
Too. I'm proud of you.
Well, thank you. And I want to tell the audience, have a good day, good evening, whatever time of day you're watching our show. We will see you soon. Bye-bye.